Why it is so? So based on that customer data, whatever, suppose you went to the store, you had purchased the 10 items, somebody else went to the store, somebody has purchased the different 10 items. Now they have identified based on that key which item to be purchased by customers, which pair of items should be purchased by the customer, so that we can have a maximum sell. So now the shopping malls owners, is their issue is that what to be set with what, means કઈ વસ્તુને કોની બાજુમાં રાખીએ જેથી કસ્ટમરને તરત દેખાય અને વધારે ને વધારે સેલ મળે. તો દેટ ઇઝ ધ કન્સેપ્ટ ઓફ ધી ડેટા માઇનિંગ. તો એટલા માટે તમે જોશો મેગીનું જ્યારે લેશો એની બાજુમાં જ તમને શું મળશે? મેગીનું સૂપ. કારણ કે ખબર છે કે મેગી જોઈશે એટલે એની બાજુમાં એને સૂપ હશે તો સૂપ તરત એ ઉપાડશે. તો કહેવાનો મતલબ શું છે કે ધીસ ઇઝ ધી કન્સેપ્ટ ઓફ ધ ડેટા માઇનિંગ, સ્ટેટિસ્ટિક્સ ઇન ડેટા માઇનિંગ, વેર યુ આર digging. We have a mine of the data. A lot of data is generated. We have to dig it and we have to identify the right solution. So this is said to be a arrangement of item with what to what, so that we can have a maximum sell, and this is the concept of the placement cell. For example, in a foreign, that kind of the study is shown that cells of the beer and cells of the diaper. You can imagine and you can understand it if you can think about it. Statistics in business. Design of experiments for the new product, that is what I had given the example of the Tata Nano with the cheaper price, with the latest design, how to set it. Suppose another example I would like to quote that PSPO की एडवर्टाइजमेंट आ रही है, धोनी आता है कोने कोने तक हवा पहुंचाए. अगर आपने पहले ज़माने के फैन देखे तो इट वॉज वेरी हैवी and the consumption of the electricity was high. And now the customers have started buying the such particularly fans which has the less electricity consumption, as well as the you can say that the maximum wind flow it has. So what kind of the age of, or what kind of the angle you set about your blade of the fan. તમે પંખો જોયો હશે અને 3 પાંખો હશે, તો એના પંખાની બ્લેડને કયા એંગલ ઉપર સેટ કરીએ કે જેથી આપણને મેક્સિમમ રોટેશન પર મિનિટમાં મળે અને જેની હિસાબે તમને ખૂણા ખૂણામાં હવા મળે. તો દેટ ઇઝ વોટ ધી વન ઓફ ધી પ્લાનિંગ ઓફ ધી ડિઝાઇન ઓફ એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ. હાઉ ટુ સેટ ધ ડિઝાઇન ઓફ ધ ફ્લેન સો દેટ you can have a superlative performance in terms of the maximum air or the wind in your home. Conduct focus groups and the sample survey. Ki for example you wish to particularly design a product in a such a way for a particular focus group. For example, you can say that you get a different plan of a nutrition food like Milo, you can have a Bonvita. તમે જોયું હશે કે એ લોકો એડવર્ટાઇઝમેન્ટ આપે છે અને શું કરે છે, 11 महीने तक 2 बच्चों के ऊपर या 2 ग्रुप के ऊपर स्टडी किया गया और फाइनली आइडेंटिफाई किया कि पर्सन हैविंग ए कॉम्प्लाइन हैज़ ए इंक्रीज द हाइट दुगना. व्हाट दे आर डूइंग इन द फोकस ग्रुप. आपने दोनों ग्रुप को देखा होगा तो एक में बच्चे ऐसे डल दिखाए, दूसरे में वेरी लाइटिंग बच्चे. मीन्स इफ यू गिव दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट टू दी middle class and if you give to the higher class which has the growth higher, of course higher class, because they are already getting lot of nutrition foods. So focus group is important. किसके लिए क्या बनाया जाए. कैंसर के पेशेंट के लिए ड्रग बनानी है तो किस हिसाब से बनाया जाए. डॉक्टर्स आपको ड्रग प्रिस्क्राइब करता है तो इनिशियली आपको, बिकॉज नाउ द होली इज कमिंग एंड इफ यू गो टू द ईच एंड एवरी होम द पीपल आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम द कफ एंड kind of the cold and some body pain, something like that. Doctor is prescribing the drugs saying that okay, you take it 3 times, 50 mg 50 mg 50 mg, સવારે એક લેજો, બપોર લેજો અને સાંજે લેજો. નાવ ફરી એક વીક પછી જાશો સાહેબ ડૉક્ટરને એમ કહેશો સાહેબ એટલે કાંઈ ફરક નથી પડતો, શું કરે? તો ડૉક્ટર શું કરશે, દે વિલ પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ ઇન એ 2 doses instead of 50 mg. they said that okay, morning it is 100 mg and evening at 100 mg. તો પહેલાં 50 mgનો ડોઝ આપતા એની બદલે હવે શું કર્યો, 100-150ની બદલે 200 mg ડ્રગ્સ તમારામાં ઇન્જેક્ટ થાય છે એન્ડ યુ વિલ ગેટ ધ રિઝલ્ટ. તો ધીસ ઇઝ ધી કન્સેપ્ટ ઓફ ધી ડિઝાઇન ઓફ એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ. વોટ kind of the dose you should give to the patient so that patient is cured immediately, because nobody has a patient. કોઈ ડૉક્ટર આયુર્વેદિકમાં આપણે એટલા માટે નહીં જતા, શું કામે? કારણ કે ભાઈ બહુ વાર લાગે છે. આપણે એલોપેથીમાં તરત જઈએ છીએ, કેમ? જલ્દી ક્યોર થાય છે. તો everyone is want the items or the services in an excellent way, immediate way, કે within the no period of time you can get whatever you wish. So that is what the concept of the design of experiment in a business. Perform field experiment in the test markets to determine the product viability. પીઝાવાળાએ એક સર્વે કરવો છે કે ટેસ્ટ આજે 3 અલગ અલગ રેસીપી તમારે બનાવી છે. નાઉ વિચ વન ઇઝ ધ બેસ્ટ? તો there is again the concept of the design of experiment. You are collecting the information from each recipe and you are comparing that what is the attitude of the person, what is the test score is given by the customer to that particular item. Another thing is that I would like to give one of the good example in a market research. One of the beverage company has produced the excellent soft drink, but the issue is that when they launched that particular product into the market, there was a drastic reduction or there was no sales. The customer is not preferring it. Now quality is good, price is cheaper, branded company is launching this particular soft drink, still there is a no sales. Company is now in confusion. Why it is so? Why there is a no sales when actually we are giving everything is best but the cheaper price? They have identified, then people from the statistics, people from the market research came together and they have gone for the one survey and they have identified and then given the solution, and solution, after suggesting that solution, they found that there was a successful increase in the sales. Can you believe what should be the solution? Imagine. The solution is that the issue is not with the soft drink. The issue is with the packaging style. The color of the soft drink was red and they had packaged in a transparent, whatever the soft drink they are giving in a transparent pack. And therefore, whenever the customer is buying this particularly soft drink, they feel that, oh, red color. They have a first impression in their mind, it is the color of blood. And therefore, people has not shown their interest to buying it. What market research and the statistician has given the suggestion? You don't want to change your cold drinks. You change the packaging style. They come out with the from bottle pack to the tetra pack. Sales is high because you have to also understand the psychology of the customers. So who can understand? A statistician. You have to collect the information from the market, you analyze it, and based on your analysis, you are given the some suggestion where the decision maker is going to take the decision. So how the statistics is? So a lot of market opportunities are in the field of statistics. One of the few days back, I have a chat with one of the CEO of the business solution company. They said that 2000 was the time of the information and technology. Billions of the rupees people have invested in the terms of the information and technology. Now 2015, or you can say the next 5 years, is for the statistics. So you can imagine that what kind of the jobs opportunities are going to be open in nearby future. This is the true. What a media person says, practical statistical skills will always be needed by any good or ambitious organization. Flexibility coupled with an eye for numbers can offer a hugely interesting and rewarding life. This is nothing but Simon Brissois, statistical editor of Financial Times. It's the Financial Times statistical editor is saying that media person is also required the statistics. You see that day by day you have a comparison. Budget आया, एक पाई चार्ट बनाया, उसमें दिखाया कि इतने पैसे इधर गए, इतने पैसे इधर गए, इतने पैसे इधर गए. बेस्ड ऑन द कंपैरिजन, बार चार्ट के बेस पे कंपैरिजन बताएंगे क्या हो रहा है. बराबर. लास्ट ईयर बजट में दे हैड गिवन दिस काइंड ऑफ द बेनिफिट्स टू द वीमेंस, दिस टाइम दिस मच ऑफ द बेनिफिट इज गिवन टू दिस. Likewise, so whenever there is a need of the comparison, media people is also required this all the graphical type. If you see that stock market, they are showing economic times mein, you have a line graph is given where you show that in the price of this particular share is increasing from this to this and there is a sudden down. So you can again idea that in what period of time the price is share is increasing and when it is going to be decrease. As a statistician, you get responsibility early and every day is different. My dear friend Peter Green, a professor of statistics, saying that as a statistician, you get responsibilities early because you are dealing with the people's experience. But it is always different You are not doing monotone work. Every day you have a different problems come into the with you, and every day you have to deal in a different way. So statistician's job is not so easy. It is highly and dynamic and decision maker's job, because everywhere you require to take the decision. Statistics in education. The ability to interpret information in numerical and graphical form is vital skill for the young people to learn. You have a given, because a layman cannot understand the figures, numbers. You have to represent in a such a way that they can easily understand. Okay, इसमें ज़्यादा है, इसमें कम है. So education is the one of the area where you require a lot of skills for the interpretation. Lot of jobs are opening, because if you see that there are posts of the lecturer in arts, commerce and science. Everywhere the statistics come into picture. Everywhere is required. Now the issue is that peoples are less in the society who is having the degree of statistics, and therefore a lot of jobs vacancy are there. People have no idea what is the importance of statistics. By this lecture I would like to convey this message कि statistics is the one of the subject, if you go in you will get job before completion of your study. In my department we had a placement activity, and more than 95% students are getting the placement, because there is a heavy demand of the statistician in the market, but the input is less. Despite of this, there are still relatively few teachers trained in statistics, so there are extensive and influential opportunities for the statistics in teaching. Quality of education can be enhanced through statistical methods, through assessments of the teaching learning process. Statistics in government. Key decisions on the various aspects of the government work are based on information and advice provided in the statistician. Unemployment rate. Unemployment rate अगर ज़्यादा दिखा है तो government in the trouble. The central government has issued the concept of NREGA, unemployment rate reduce करो. So who has suggested? Statistician has suggested at least you have to come out with such kind of the decision which can be reduce your unemployment rate. If unemployment rate is high, what happen? Crime rate is high. So unemployment and crime are highly correlated with each other. So who is interested? A social scientist is interested in that. And the government has to come out with that much of the facility to control this crime rate. The economy, every day we are collecting the data. You can say that import and export policy. How much quantity of the grains to be exported from India to other countries? How much quantity of the grain to be imported from other country to India? How will you identify? A statistician is giving the suggestion. So one of the branch of the statistics is said to be econometrics. It is dealing with the economical data and suggests the modeling. Based on the modeling, it will predict that this much of the production we have in the next year, and therefore we require, because of the consumption of this grain this much, we require to export it or import it. Suppose your prediction is wrong. If you are not ethical, if you are not proper statistician, because statistician, if you are a statistician, you should be ethical. It's not a simple job. It's a highly important job, or you can say that it is highly sensitive job. Suppose you are given the wrong decision, okay, this much of the production you have in the near future, what will happen? You decided, okay, because of the result suggests that we have a more production in the next year, therefore we should export this particular grain to the different country. And now if there was no production, what happened? We had, because all the memorandum understanding with the different countries, will export it. Now we have to export the particular grains to that country, and we have a no grain, and therefore there is inflation. The price of the grain is high, and therefore government पण जई सके. तो statistician is a one of the key person in the government who is making the proper decision, because these ministers have no idea. Who is suggesting? A statistician is giving the one report, and based on that minister will take this particular decision. Inflation, hospital waiting lists आप 108 है. हम कई बार बीच में SMS आ रहे थे. SMS मेरे पे एक ऐसा है SMS कि अरे यार यमराज पूछ रहा है कि भाई, किसी ने पूछा यमराज कि भाई आप का आजकल कोई इतना काम नहीं दिख रहा है, फ्री बैठे हुए, क्या करूँ ही के। आजकल जो मोदी ने 108 लॉन्च कर दी है कि मेरे पहुंचने से पहले तो 108 पहुंच जाती है, तो यू कैन सी दैट this scheme is highly appreciable by the people in the Gujarat. And now because of that, Chief Minister Narendra Modi has launched this particular scheme, and now it is, represented by the other state. They are also looking that my one of the student is working in the 108 as a quality analysis. How many vans you required? How many hospitals do you have in nearby? If there is accident so happen, if there is some emergency is required, are we in that position to provide the facility to that patient so that they can be cured by the particular nearby hospital? So where to set one? What are the particular budget associated with that? What are the different region you have where the number of accidents are more? So if you have try for it, if you give a call to the 108, within the few minutes that 108 is your place. So how to identify what should be the location of that one? What kind of the primary things you require in a one? A statistician has suggested based on this. This is the concept of the network analysis, is the one of the branch of the statistics. What government's advisor says, my main role is to help people inside and outside government to make the effective use of the data in decision making. स्टैटिस्टिशियन का रोल क्या है?